Greetings from Boston. The Wimbledon championships are in full swing, and the king of grass, Roger Federer, is finding his mojo, so to speak. Federer disposed of his second-round opponent convincingly today in straight sets. Final score 6-4, 6-4, 6-1, and I want to comment on that match, as well as shed a bit more light on Federer's path into the semifinal. I'll also cover some of the developments in the bottom half of the draw, including Rafael Nadal's first-round match against Dudi Sela. Finally, I'm going to discuss Nadal's controversial post-match comments on the 25-second shot clock that'll be implemented at the US Open this year and at Wimbledon next year. So much exciting tennis to come and a lot more commentary coming down the pike. So subscribe to the channel for the essential commentary and give the video a thumbs up. This is Tennis Talk Daily. Roger Federer looked virtually unstoppable right from the start of his second-round match against the 30-year-old Slovakian Lukas Lacko today. His backhand looked particularly strong, and to be sure, he needed consistency and firepower from that wing because Lacko was attempting to pummel Federer's backhand at every opportunity. Same old song and dance that Nadal, Coric, and others have attempted with Federer. Pummel his backhand, extend Federer into the left corner, and then smack a penetrating shot, hopefully a winner, down his forehand line. Well, Roger Federer was not taking any of this malarkey today. Particularly from the backhand side, he displayed tremendous consistency and variety. For example, slicing deep, then into the forecourt, then deep again, then suddenly coming over the top with a powerful cross-court. There were also some beautiful angled half-volley flicks into the forecourt. Even as Federer made a few errors in the first few games, it was very clear from the outset that he was thinking well, dictating play in all the right ways. Lacko started fairly strong, but as the match proceeded, progressively deflated and was left twisting in the wind in the third set when Federer dealt him a breadstick. But even as Lacko didn't offer the stiffest of competition, I don't think anyone could have stopped the Fed Express today. The straight-set win was predicated on phenomenal serving, impeccable rapid-fire enforcement of the serves, as well as a dictatorial, forward-leaning return game that applied tremendous pressure to Lacko's serve, resulting in pivotal breaks in the seventh game of the first set, the fifth game of the second set, and in the first and fifth games of the final set. Roger served 16 aces, not a single double fault, and held at love more often than not. It was simply breathtaking. Federer was moving like a cat, slaying at will, loose, nimble, confident, and relaxed, at the same time classy in a way, elegant, and even a bit casual. In any case, he was totally committed, and as the match rolled on, virtually flawless. Federer was landing 70% of his first serves, winning a mind-blowing 93% of his first serve points and 67% of his second serve points. On serve, Federer was literally, not figuratively, flawless in the second set. Inhuman, really, surrendering not a single point behind his serves. In other words, every Federer service game was a love hold in the second set. As with Lajovic on Monday, Roger allowed Lacko no break points during the match. Roger won 17 of 21 net points, converted 5 of 10 break points, won 91 points to Lacko's 60, including an impressive 39 of 90 return points, as compared to Lacko's 9 of 61. Going forward, Federer will meet the 28-year-old world number 64 Jan Leonard Struff in the third round, after sending home the 32nd seed Leonardo Meyer in a first-round five-setter that included 3 tiebreaks. Struff just barely came through Ivo Karlovic in the second round, again in 5 sets. Struff, who stands 6 feet 5 inches, broke the mighty Karlovic only once in the final game to take the match, 13-11 in the decider. Struff served 31 aces, which sounds impressive impressive until you compare it to Karlovic's tally of 61 aces in the match. Struff won just one more point in the match than did Karlovic. It was about as close of a match as they come. Coming into his match with Federer, Struff will have played 10 sets of tennis, 6 tiebreaks, and a 24-game decider against Karlovic. Struff has played for 6 hours, 24 minutes total. Federer, by contrast, has played 6 sets and not a single tiebreak, with a total on-court time less than half that of Struff at 2 hours, 49 minutes. Federer holds a 2-0 record against Struff. They met on the Halle turf in 2016 and at the Australian Open just a few months ago. Both times Federer won in straight sets, but each time Struff took the GOAT to a tiebreak. The last few years have seen Struff strike out in the first round at Wimbledon, and his best result before now was a second round showing in 2011, where he fell to the world number 25, Jeremy Chardy. Federer should not have much of a problem seeing off Struff under the circumstances, but things could possibly get a little more interesting than they were with Lacko today. After Struff, Federer's probably looking at a fourth round match against the 22nd seed Adrian Mannarino, who has been to the final on the turf in Antalya, Turkey 2 years straight now, and who made it to the fourth round at Wimbledon last year. Unless Daniil Medvedev, who sent Borna Coric packing in the first round, can get the better of Mannarino. In the quarterfinals, Federer looks to be on a collision course with either 2017 Wimbledon semifinalist Sam Querrey or the South African big server Kevin Anderson. Federer is undefeated against both players, and indeed neither man has taken Roger to a tiebreaker, let alone taken a set from him. Cilic still looks on course to be Federer's opponent in the semifinal unless Milos Raonic can stop him in the fourth round. Raonic came through his second round opponent John Millman today in perfectly symmetrical fashion, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, with the score in each tiebreaker being 7-4. Cilic's possible quarterfinal opponents include John Isner and perhaps Stefanos Tsitsipas. In his second round match against Jared Donaldson, Tsitsipas, a player we've been watching for a while now, had some mind-blowing flashes of brilliance. In the second set, which Stefanos won 6-2, the Greek was landing a whopping 89% of his first serves, winning 88% of his first serve points. He hit 14 winners in that set and made one, you heard it right, one unforced error in the second set. This, I believe, was the future of professional tennis on display today. But then, in the third set, on serve, Donaldson, out of nowhere, halted play and called for a doctor. He was pointing at his knee, but there was nothing visibly wrong. This seemed like an obvious attempt to break the relentless rhythm of Tsitsipas, and it worked. Donaldson came back, broke Tsitsipas, and stole the third set. Donaldson was up a break in the fourth set when the match was suspended due to rain. In the bottom half of the draw, Dominique Thiem was upset in the first round by Marco Bagdatis. Djokovic displayed exceptional form in his opener against Tennis Sandgren. Kyrgios, Alexander Zverev, Shapovalov, and Fognini are through to the second round, as is Rafael Nadal, who convincingly disposed of Dudi Sela in straight sets 6-3, 6-3, 6-2, though did surrender a break of serve to the Israeli along the way. Rafa seems to be going for more winners, which shows that he's trying to adapt his game a bit to the surface. He'll meet Mikhail Kukushkin in the second round. Kukushkin looked solid in his 4-set win over Vasek Pospisil in the first round and will almost certainly give Nadal more trouble than Sela. After his match with Sela, Nadal made some telling comments on the planned introduction of a 25-second shot clock at the U.S. Open this year and Wimbledon's proposal to do the same. It should come as no surprise that Nadal, who is notorious for his time violations, strongly opposes the shot clocks. Rafa basically asserted that allowing the players flexibility on time between points improves the game on two levels. First, it enables the players to play more more thoughtfully, with more tactics, in his words. Second, it enables players to play longer rallies with more intensity and emotion, leading to longer 4- and 5-hour matches, which, according to Rafa, have been, quote, the most important in tennis history. In terms of what the fans want to see, I doubt there are many fans who would rather watch a 4- or 5-hour tennis match than, say, a 2- or 3-hour match. The increasing number of marathon matches might actually be decreasing tennis's popularity. It's not entertaining, folks, to watch Rafa bounce the ball, wipe the sweat off his face, and pull his underwear out of his butt. I think we've arrived upon an inflection point in tennis history, and Rafa seems totally oblivious to it. The trend of longer points and longer matches, which Nadal holds up as an ideal, has gone too far. Attention spans are narrowing. In short, history seems to be turning against Nadal, and in classic Rafa style, he's fighting back. But let's address Rafa's arguments head on. The idea that the players need more time between points to develop tactics is, I suppose, legitimate as far as it goes. But while Nadal criticizes the proposed 25-second shot clock, he does not offer an alternative, suggesting that he prefers no time limits whatsoever. Certainly there have to be some limits on the time between points, whether it's 25 seconds or 35 seconds. Otherwise, the matches could get out of control time-wise, and there would be too much room for abuse. Moreover, it's entirely possible here to attain the uncontroversial ideal of a level playing field, so why not do it? I haven't conducted a poll of the players, but it seems that most would agree that the lion's share of the important thinking in tennis occurs during points rather than between points. In terms of the thinking that goes into a player's general strategy in a given match, that can be and should be done prior to the match itself. I don't believe that Rafa himself violates the time rules to think deeply about tactics. He's just taking his time, that's all. Nor do I accept Rafa's personal value judgment that longer matches are good and shorter matches are bad. A great match of tennis with high intensity and emotions can be played in 3 hours, and even if you shortened the point clock to 15 seconds, 5-set epics would still occur and would still be very long. So for these reasons, I thought Rafa's argument against shot clocks was not persuasive at all. Rather, it struck me as biased and self-interested. A level playing field is an ideal to which all the players should aspire, and shot clocks will help achieve it. Drop a comment with your thoughts on the shot clock issue and Rafa's comments. And of course, let me know what you thought about the Federer match today, as well as any of the other matches that occurred today or are on the horizon. I hope everyone is doing wonderfully. Signing off from Boston. Bye.